Hey, what's up guys? It's Mike. So I'm in the middle of hitting the chest workout. I'm almost done. And I thought about some really good tips to go ahead and share with you guys when it comes to bench press, because bench press is one of the most popular exercises for hitting chest. And in my opinion, one of the best ones for hitting chest. Today I'm gonna give you 3 really good tips. The first 2 tips are gonna be talking about how to save your shoulders. The next one, the last one's gonna be talking about how to go ahead and just build a bigger chest. So let's start off with tip number 1, which is when you're bench pressing, how often do you see guys do this? Grab the bar right here, and I'll automatically see somebody do this. So this looks like the correct form, but the only thing is, if you look right here, I don't know if you guys can see his shoulders, but my shoulders are raised up. And when I come down like this, what happens is, even though you're using your chest, but you're also using your shoulders and your triceps to stabilize the weight. What's the problem with that? You're gonna jack up your shoulders. That's why everybody screws up their shoulders when they bench press, because your shoulders weren't meant to go ahead and push a lot of weight in this position. That's why everybody hurts it. So what you have to do, let me sit up. So what you have to do is, when you're bench pressing, instead of having your shoulders out like this, or having your chest out, what you actually should do is you need to go and engage your traps. When you engage your traps, what happens is you squeeze your traps back. Now it looks as if your shoulders are tucked back, but really what you're doing is you're squeezing your traps. So there's a big difference between keeping your chest out when you're benching and squeezing your traps when you're benching. Because when you squeeze your traps, what happens is now the weight is being stabilized by your traps instead of your shoulders. So you're still using your chest, still using your triceps, but now if you engage your traps back here, your shoulders don't get used as much anymore. So now it looks like this. And you're engaging it the whole time. You're not doing this. See what I mean, guys? You keep it engaged, and then you do the bench press. I'll show you 2 different ways. First way is the wrong way to how to do it. So grab the bar, see how my shoulders are out? See, like I feel my shoulders already right there. So that's using your shoulders and not engaging your traps. Now, once I gauge my traps, squeeze it in. See that right there? See the difference, right guys? From here, boom, to right here. Now my traps are engaged and my traps are flat. My rear delts are basically flat on the bench. At this point, come down, back up, and you notice how my traps are still squeezed. You see, I never lifted my traps up. I come down and back up, my traps are still squeezed. I'm not doing this. I keep it tucked in, and then I just keep doing this. Tip number 2 on bench press today is finishing up that last rep. You're supposed to finish it up right here, and then rack. But a lot of guys will do something like this. They come up, I can't do anymore. And what they're doing is they're pushing backwards. And that is a huge no-no, because think about it. A perfect repetition is going straight. But on that last rep, when you're the most fatigued, you do the wrong form by pushing upwards like that. So now you're really compromising your form, and you're the weakest at that last rep. So that's really 2 things that's gonna really jack up your shoulders. So you don't wanna go ahead and rack while you're finishing that last rep. Tip number 3. A lot of guys, when they're bench pressing, they always think I'm just gonna do about 4 sets of 10. You know, that's pretty standard. But what I actually discovered though a while ago is that if bench press is an exercise that you feel really well on, you feel really good on, you know, personally for me, I do, you need to do more than just 4 sets. You actually need to do anywhere from about 7 to 8 sets. If you're bench pressing and you feel it really good in your chest, why stop at 4? A lot of guys, they bench press and their chest is built mainly on bench press. But yet they spend a lot of time the rest of their workouts doing other exercises that they don't feel their chest as much. If you're gonna feel the most on bench press, you wanna do the most of what you feel. And I know the first debate to this is, well, you want to hit it from different angles, so this way you can work all these different things. Well, you know what, it's very contradictory, but in my opinion, yes, you need to hit all these different angles, but unless you're a bodybuilder and you're trying to work like this little part of your chest, or this little part, or this little part, if you want to just build a nice big chest, worry about building the chest and getting this slap of meat on here first before you start detailing it out. Because I understand if you're one of the guys out there who has a pretty big chest to start off with already, and you're trying to detail it out, you're trying to work this part and that part, things like that, then you know what, don't worry about this 3rd tip. Because for you, your goal is a little different. You're now more into shaping and developing a fuller chest. But for guys that just don't have a big chest to start off with, and you want to just slap some more meat on there, the best thing to do is to find the exercise that you feel the most for your chest, which for a lot of guys is bench press, you know, either flat bench or incline bench. But do a lot more sets of it. You need to do about 7 working sets. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, try it out and I swear to God, you're gonna get a lot bigger very quick. I told this advice to a lot of people already and they've seen some tremendous gains without changing a single thing in their workout. All they did was increase the volume of their bench press and they increased the volume of their other exercises that they felt really, really good on. Because think about it, you wanna make sure that you spend the most time on the exercises that your muscle responds best to, right? The main exercises that you feel the most on, that you do the most amount of sets are basically what I call the ones that are gonna build your muscles. Everything else is kind of like a bonus. So keep those 3 tips in mind. Tip number one, squeeze your traps. So I'm gonna turn to the back so you can really tell, right? This is your chest out, but your traps aren't squeezed. Boom, right here. That means you're squeezing your traps. Now from this point, you see how I'm acting like I'm benching, but your traps never move. That way you can engage your shoulders. Number 2, always finish the rep completely before racking. Don't try to finish a rack at the same time, you're gonna injure your shoulders. And number 3, do more volume on bench press or do more volume on whatever exercise that you feel really, really good on. For me, I feel squats really well. So that becomes the main exercise for building my legs. I don't get fancy doing all these other machines and stuff. I could, but I don't care to because squats itself is gonna build my legs, build my glutes, and give me the most effectiveness. So I spend the most amount of sets on squats alone, just for legs, for example. For biceps, for me, barbell curls. You know what? So I curl like a motherfucker, right? Tons and tons of, I probably do about 7-8 sets just on barbell curls alone for my biceps. Everything else, dumbbells, all this stuff, a bonus. So keep that in mind, okay? So hope these tips help you out. Don't forget, more nutrition, more workouts, SixPackShortcuts.com. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my workouts and I'll see y'all guys next time. Peace.